All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Friday to close out the week, this March 11th. Great to see all of our students and members alike inside Cyber Group. And if you're joining us once again on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube, welcome on back as well. Great to see Leda, Bill, Norman, Michael B, Mike C, Reev Ron, all of us otherwise rejoining us live inside the trading room. Great to see everybody. So let's hop into it, folks. We have the TMC stock up on the screen here to begin. Just flipping through my gainers list. That's it. I didn't randomly have this up to begin. We've been following this one, of course, from the morning. So let's at least break this down, why this ended up making the run that it made. But, for the afternoon, it just started to pull back down a little bit more. So I'm not as particular about it just yet. Maybe if it can make the slingshot here from 280, come back to this stock by the end of the meeting, but from the morning, we ended up seeing this stock. It was pretty flat in pre-market leading into the open, but it made a big pop, right? So from there, you hope to see support build. This thing was nasty. Ended up completely diving right back down. And hey, once you happen to see that pop and then very quick drop after, you don't really expect this to make the run that it actually made. So, hey, today being a Friday, it's kind of a blessing that today's a Friday because, we're normally pretty jaded by, lack of activity on a Friday. Mondays and Fridays, not really the most active market days. Well, that actually allowed us to remain more focused on this stock, just from the market open, right? There was not as much moving out there, at least within the first hour. So it was easier for us to kind of flip back to this stock. And then over time, we started to see it really begin to squeeze back up, build back up above the 250 level. And then from there, you could see heading into the early afternoon, it's the level that it's trying to hold above right now, 280. 280, really strong level. Maybe you could say like a 282-ish. I would have to look into my book map level 4 to see if there are any big iceberg orders right off that price. But certainly right at 280, maybe 282 right there. Really strong level from earlier resistance. You would hope that resistance would create support. It did at first. So this is the point of contention right now. Really, if this stock wants to run up, much higher later on today by 3:30 Eastern time, well, it's got to hold support. So this is the level to do it from, 280-ish, and you even have the VWAP like right under there to back you up. Trading about 28 million shares today. The VWAP so far right now this afternoon's at 277, few cents under. So still, this is definitely in a do or die situation. I feel like right now for this TMC, but we'll put this on our watch list for right now. All right, so start off with the stock on the screen there. Let's just go right from top to bottom otherwise, as always, and we'll see what else is moving. MGLD, I'll tell you, I had this like weird TradeStation data issue, and I guess I still have it. I just maybe I don't know why. It's been a weird week, folks. There was one stock earlier this week where I wasn't able to get the data on. It's listed through the Amex, and I've been able to trade Amex stocks in the past. There was one other from this week I wasn't able to get the data on, but yeah, pretty funky. Ended up making a nice squeeze up this morning. MGLD from like 4 up towards 7. False breakout from 7. From there came back down. So, for the afternoon, we're not going to, focus on it, but maybe keep it in mind for next week. GFAI, and as I do that, let me just switch back to a daily chart here. Weekly turning into a daily. There we go. So GFAI, cheapy. Normally, we don't really tend to trade the stocks that are below $1. Hey, if they make a great move, then it'll catch our attention. This made a great move in pre-market. So once the market opened, this ended up just continuing, broke over $1, ended up running up nearly 40 cents from there. But again, you'd hope to see support hold. It did at first off of pre-market highs, off of 90 cents or so. But from there, it just ended up collapsing, pulling back down a bit. All right. I think I skipped over this one. Wolf, WULF. I don't know what ticker this is here. I'm happy I turned to it. Sheesh. Oh my God. This thing's on a run right now. Wolf is the name of the company. Just Wolf, WULF. But yeah, right now, nice push up. Stock took a huge hit going back into the beginning of March, but has slowly been consolidating, bouncing, and then obviously here today, just moving up parabolically, pretty much. Yeah, for right now, definitely put this on our watch list. Just be careful of the liquidity or lack thereof, as I say. Actually, if anything on the TradeStation matrix here, I'll be able to just show you where the volume was filled recently here, off of 9 and also 890. Maybe 890 could be a nice backup level of support for 9. So that would be a thought there. But yeah, this thing needs to make a strong move even from this point because it already made such a nice slingshot here. So I'd love to see this break a new high, make a move closer up to 10. All right, we keep it going here, folks. It's been a long day of talking. I apologize for that. I'm a little under the weather here too this morning, so a couple water breaks in between. My apologies for that. The EXN trade, though, hey, it's starting to squeeze back up ever so slightly here. Stock dumped off once the market opened up, so I personally put this on the pre-market watch list this morning. I wasn't too hopeful for it, to be honest with you. It was one of the more active stocks in pre-market, so that's the main reason why I put it on our list. But it was on a straight downtrend the whole pre-market. What's the trend of the stock leading into the open? That's what I always like to ask you for any stock that I'm looking to trade. So, with that, it's more often that we'll see history repeat itself. Ended up just kind of popping and then dropping right back down. All right, keep it going. CYTO, another pop and drop. That's going to be the theme of the day today. Theme of the week. HYMC, pop and drop. MULN, ooh, this is looking great. Perfect. All right, so I'm actually a little upset that I'm not in this stock right now that I'm thinking of it. But, this stock, MULN, I made this call out earlier today, folks, and it's still like kind of early in relation to the pattern. But this ended up having a nice trend line off the highs here over the last week and a half. Just snapped it earlier today. So I made that call out, when I was making this initial run up. Rich first called it out inside the chat board, and that was the first thing that I saw. So, since it's only moved up a bit higher, right now there's a 368,000 share order on the ask at 150. So that's not surprising right off the 50-cent level. What's the high off the last peak here? 144. So let's assume that 144 to 150, namely 150, is going to be your resistance here. But yeah, MULN looks incredible. All right, cool. Now we got ourselves a little list here. TMC, MULN, the Wolf stock. Let's see what else we got here. Grub. You can say it's kind of holding there, but it's like watching the grass grow really for the last hour and a half, 2 hours here for this one. Familiar name, Grom. Not just from this morning, but we ended up trading this one over the last 2-3 months, I'm sure, on the bigger volume days like this. Little squeeze up even here right now, but I'm gonna pass on it. It's a Friday, so I don't. I always say this. I never like to build too big of a watch lists here in the afternoon, but even furthermore for a Friday. Just to round out the gainer side here, folks, market's kind of slumping off a bit, so I'm not going to expect to find too much on the gainer side here, but just wanted to say there's no real names here at all, actually. All right, let's hop on over to the losers list. I'll do a little Bitcoin by the end of this meeting, folks. Hold me to it. I'm going to do a Bitcoin video this weekend, I promise. I had a lot on my plate from the last weekend, but by Sunday, I'll have a new video out, just on Bitcoin, my thoughts on it over the next week or so. But I've been saying my thoughts to all of us live inside Cyber Group here day to day. And, just from our meeting back on Wednesday for us on YouTube and Facebook Live, I was mentioning it needs to be above 40,000 for it to get my interest. So, not a whole lot's really happened since that time, to be honest with you there. DD to top off the losers list right now. Jeez, this is everything that I wanted to have out of, what was it, the IVC stock from earlier this week. On Wednesday, I put IVC on the afternoon watch list. Cheap stock. It was dropping off, breaking all-time lows. Well, again, right now, DD is making that move that I wanted back on Wednesday. So this has been a home run all day. Right when the market opened up, we called this thing out, and now breaking new all-time lows here for the DD trade. Right now, there's about 113,000 shares on the bid, roughly off of the low there at 179. So we'll definitely put this on our watch list. Getting a little close to the ground floor. As far as, how much more room can we expect this, to drop off to? So I'd say watch out for that 179 iceberg first. And even if it breaks under that order, don't rule out a false breakout. So just be mindful of that, if anything. It's down so much the last day and, even the day before. All right, let's see what else we got. RLX. I'm not going to put this one on. Both down, both are at all-time lows, actually, but it's Harp trade. This one might be at all-time lows also. Jeez. A whole list of stocks at all-time lows here today. I wish we were doing the phase 2 class today for all of us inside Cyber Group. Do a class on all-time highs and lows there. But yeah, all-time low right now, or it was from earlier today. It's just been flat. It's dropping off here a little bit, so maybe by 3 o'clock, 3:15, perhaps we'll look to call this out if it looks better. LX. Ooh, this one looks all right. This one looks really good as far as a downtrend. And another one, all-time lows. Damn, what is going on here, folks? That's 3 separate trades at least that are at all-time lows that are like under $5, let alone $3. And they're all shortable. This one, it's hard. Honestly, it's hard for me to not put this on our watch list here. It says all the makings of at least a tradable stock. Right now, you have a iceberg at 209 right off the low. Then your next assumed support for this one to be off of 2. Yeah, LX. I'll put this one on our list. If LX, then LU. So Norman call out the LU trade from earlier today. Yeah, it was a nice short too. It's also kind of near all-time lows, but this one's a lot more flat. So what was that other one that we had? LX. We'll put that one on our list. The LU, not so much. Then Norman also calling out right now live inside our trading room. GDS is at the all-time lows right now too. And that's a $26 stock. Oh man, this thing's getting hit. Yeah, it's not all-time lows though, Norman. Not all-time lows. You got to go back to 2018, 2017. But it's a great short. So definitely put this on our list here for right now. The GDS. Just be mindful of the liquidity though here too. This one's also pretty thin, like the Wolf trade that was on the gainer side. All right, we keep it going. We keep it moving. Let's see what else here. API shortable, trading just over 1 million shares, though, which isn't a whole lot. But this one's at all-time lows, Norman. This one's looking a lot better as a all-time low opportunity. A little slow, probably trading thin volume per minute. Yeah, about 2,000 shares a minute. So it's more for the lack of volume being traded right now is the reason why I'm not as focused on this one, but looks good on the chart. QFIN, yeah, flat. This one's probably trading more volume per minute compared to the other one. About 7, maybe 8,000 shares a minute. Not at all-time lows, but don't need to put this on our list. All right, folks, I'll tell you what, I think that we're just about good to go. If for anyone on YouTube or Facebook Live, if there's anything that you folks see that's up, down, left, right, more than 5%, or of course for all of us live inside Cyber Group, just let me know. Ron on the X trade at the high of the day. So not everything is dropping off right now. Not everything's at all-time lows. Man, X has been a beast lately. Really, the last week straight, this thing's been, or the last month straight, technically. If you're looking at the weekly chart, that's a weekly, not a daily. But really, this whole week, of course, with that in mind as well, right? Just nonstop. So yeah, X we'll put back on our list. This one looks great. Chuck saying, "Hey Josh, BTU at 23 off the 22 bounce." I'm assuming that means Chuck. I'm assuming that means Chuck's in from 22. It's on the way to 23 now. Hey, if you're in it from 22, you're doing pretty good. On 1,000 shares, you're up about $1,000, if not a little bit more. But for right now, it's just like any side list stock. I don't know. It's just down 2%, Chuck. If I put this on our list, I'm going to have a need to put AMC on our list, which is a possible short on the way down. Maybe Neo trade, which has been getting crushed. And Neo is actually looking pretty good as a short, if anything. It's down over 5%, pulling back down here at least. I'll tell you what, I think I'm selling myself into putting Neo in particular on our watch list. Let's just check out the others. I mean, I could say that about any trade, right? Like the airlines or cruise lines. SoFi ain't looking too bad. Wow. All right. Now that I'm going through a few of these side list stocks, I mean, SoFi is looking better than Neo. I mean, that's just the truth. So definitely SoFi. Neo, it's down over 8% and it's still pulling back down a bit here. So why not? But the others, unless if it's right near the highs, right near the lows, and showing a lot of momentum, I feel like we're good to go here for right now, folks. I don't have anything else on YouTube or Facebook Live. That's all right. SPY right now you can see dropping off, so there could be plenty of other short opportunities to work with if we happen to see more momentum on the downside here. All right, folks, for all of us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Facebook Live, I appreciate you sticking with me each and every day, each and every afternoon. If you wanted to learn more about stock trading, or crypto trading education, feel more than free to go right down to the link on the banner below to sign up for a quick trial to our live trading room. For Chuck, for Norman, for Ron, for all of us live inside the room right now, Kathleen, Bob, Ray, Alex, and all of us otherwise. I look forward to talking to you folks coming up at 3:30 Eastern. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge.